Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is books, and more books. We are going to be talking about some of my favorite books, some books I want to read, some books I'm currently reading, aka all things books. One of my New Year's resolutions or goals for the year is I want to read at least 10 books this year. Last year I read 12, so I know I can do it. But I read them like all of the last half of the year, it feels like. So we're going to spread them out, read 10. I think I can get more than that, honestly, because I prefer to listen to books, so I think it's going to be easy. But that is the plan, Stan. So my first category we're going to talk about are books that I love. These are books that I've been reading that I read like a long time ago or like recently, just like books that I've loved. 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Love them so much. So the first book that I absolutely loved, and it was so good, was Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffery. This book, it was so good. It was so good. I want to say I read it between my freshman and sophomore year of college while I was home. So my mom's a librarian, so she gets me a lot of books, and I think she got me this book during that time, and I read it, and I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. Let me read you a summary of the book. Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry tells the story of Quinn, a black teenager who keeps a detailed journal filled with lists about her life, including secrets, crushes, and anxieties, which gets lost and ends up being used to blackmail her. She must team up with Carter, a fellow black student, and her secret crush to navigate a list of her greatest fears in order to retrieve her journal before it's posted online, forcing her to confront her deepest insecurities and ultimately discover self-acceptance and love along the way. This touched a very deep part of my body, of myself, of my identity, being a young black girl in a predominantly white area. So fun growing up. And I remember I had lists of guys I had crushes on, because like I wasn't going to talk to them. They were obviously not going to talk to me. So I had lists of these people, and I would go so far as to write stories about these guys in hopes of like conjuring up some sort of false reality I could live in. It's very sad. But I used to do this all the time when I was younger. And so reading about another black girl that did this and having a similar life was great for me. I think I cried while reading this book. It was been so long, so I don't exactly remember, but I remember it was really good. Highly recommend Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffery. 10 out of 10. Loved her. Next book that I loved was called Ace of Spades by, and I'm going to butcher this, so bear with me, but I'm putting the book on the screen as well as the author's name. So if you know how to pronounce it, please tell me. Faridah, Àbíké-Íyímídé. I hope I'm close. This book, I read this, I was a junior year of college, and I used to work at my school's library, and so I would listen to a lot of books while I was like doing work at the front desk. And so this is one of the books I listened to. I was on the edge of my seat this entire time. Let me read you the story, the recap, the summary of the book. An incendiary and utterly compelling thriller with a shocking twist that delves deep into the heart of institutionalized racism from an exceptional new YA voice. Welcome to Niveus Private Academy, where money paves the hallway and the students are never less than perfect. Until now, because anonymous texter Aces is bringing 2 students' dark secrets to light. Talented musician Devin buries himself in rehearsals, but he can't escape the spotlight when his private photos go public. Head girl Chiamaka isn't afraid to get what she wants, but soon everyone will know the price she has paid for power. Someone is out to get them both, someone who holds all the aces, and they're planning much more than a high school game. This ish had me on the edge of my seat. I was shaking. I was quivering. I was like, what is happening? The twist at the end of this book is something you're not expecting ever. Like, you are not ready for it ever. And it happens and you're like, what? It's insane. It's so good. It's so good. It's so well made. I will forever read books by her because she did fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's so good. I was floored. I loved it. I put all my friends on it. I'm like, read this book. It's amazing. And I loved it too. So, 10 out of 10. Okay. Next book is it's a series. It's the One of Us is Lying series by Karen M. McManus. And it was so good. I love me a good mystery, if you can't tell. I love a good mystery. I love the intrigue and just like following the story and like catching up with it. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I read the first one sophomore year of college and then just kind of followed. And then the most recent One of Us is Back, I read this past year, senior year, and it was so good. It was so good. Here's a little blurb about it. Summary. 4 ordinary high schoolers become murder suspects after the death of Simon Kelleher, each with their own secret. We follow Bronwyn, Nate, Addie, and Cooper as they navigate the daily adventures of being a high schooler, all while trying to find a murderer. That does not intrigue you. It should. This book is so good. It turned into a TV series, which I did watch, and I loved. It was really good. Yeah, I just really enjoyed this. Something about like a YA mystery that's kind of like keeps you intrigued, and there's multiple books. And I also used to listen to this book, especially during my sewing lab classes. The classes were so long, and a lot of times you weren't really learning anything, especially when I got like later in my years of taking the sewing classes. We weren't necessarily learning. We were more picking up a couple tips and then working on our projects. So I had a lot of time where I had my headphones in, listening to stuff, and so I'd often listen to books just because music tended to be more repetitive, and I kind of got tired of music, so I listened to books a lot, i.e., I listened to this entire series. And I remember being in the studio sewing and being like, while trying to focus on my sewing project, which is super fun for me. This is a good book. Definitely read the series. It's really interesting. Watch the show too if you want to watch. It's really good. Loved it. My next book is Educated by Tara Westover. It's a memoir, and I read this the summer before my freshman year of college. It was our summer reading program book that we would then use in our first year experience classes to kind of get us talking, get us like in the whole groove of like college learning and college English. And I think we also used them in our first year college English classes as well. I love this book. It was really interesting. Let me read you the overview about it off of SparkNotes. Educated by Tara Westover, published in 2018, is a poignant memoir that chronicles the author's extraordinary journey from a childhood marked by isolation and familial constraints in rural Idaho to achieving academic success on a global stage. The narrative develops in the rugged landscapes of Westover's early life, where her family's distrust of formal education and institutions leads to a challenging and unconventional childhood. Westover's quest for knowledge, despite the obstacles posed by her upbringing, becomes a central theme, illustrating the transformative power of education in overcoming adversity. I thought this book was so interesting. I think I liked it most because it was my first ever memoir that I read. And also I was really excited to go to college. I was like, oh my gosh, college things. So I read it. I listened to it while I was like just packing for college and doing all that fun stuff. And it was so interesting, and I think I related to it a lot because I had a very religious upbringing. It wasn't as aggressive. It wasn't Mormon. I wasn't Mormon. No Mormonism here. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I wasn't Mormon and didn't grow up Mormon, but I had a very religious upbringing that tends to be brought up more in my adult life when I'm no longer associated with Christianity anymore. So that it's just super fun and interesting hearing someone else's perspective of growing up in a highly religious life and then growing out of it and unlearning everything and then kind of relearning things in a different light. It's really interesting. So I really, really enjoyed it, and I think it was a good book for me to read going into college because that was like something that I was struggling with personally going into college. Was like religion. Was I going to work on it in college? Was it going to be a focus of mine? Was I not? So it was just such a good book for me to read, and I loved it. I love it. Next book of my like books that I love is called You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. This book has a very, very special place in my heart. But let me read you the overview. It's off of Goodreads. Liz Lighty has always believed she was too black, too poor, too awkward to shine in her small, rich, prom-obsessed Midwestern town. But it's okay. Liz had a plan that will get her out of Campbell, Indiana forever. Attend the uber-elite Pennington College, play in their world-famous orchestra, become a doctor. But when the financial aid she was counting on unexpectedly falls through, Liz's plans come crashing down until she's reminded of her school scholarship for prom king and queen. There's nothing Liz wants to do less than endure a gauntlet of social media trolls, catty competitors, and humiliating public events. but despite her devastating fear of the spotlight, she's willing to do whatever it takes to get Pennington. The only thing that makes it halfway bearable is a new girl in school, Mac. She's smart, funny, and just as much of an outsider as Liz, but Mac is also running for queen. Will falling for the competition keep Liz from her dreams or make them come true? As I read more, you could probably guess why I love this book so much. Because it's a black girl being queer in an unqueer town. Disclaimer. Where I grew up in Raleigh, very progressive. Raleigh's very progressive. We are like the blue dot in the sea of red. Essentially, the giant blue dot, because Raleigh's huge. So I'm not saying that I grew up in a super conservative town. I did not. But growing up being black, and again, in a predominantly white environment, and with mainly straight friends. I mean, I did theater and chorus, so straight-ish, straight adjacent. Friends, it was, I didn't realize half of myself until later in life because I had to get out of that environment. So reading this book, I read it in 2020, I think, when it came out, and oh, I remember crying at the end of this book. It just like reading someone that I relate to so heavily, get the dreams that I not necessarily wanted, because I didn't want to become a doctor or play in the orchestra, but like go be successful and still be themselves was very inspiring. And so I read this book and I loved it, and it was so good. It's forever one of my favorites. Oh, next category is my TBR list. These are a couple books that I'm really, really wanting to read soon, and hope I get to read very, very soon because I'm very excited. First one is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. I want to read it so bad. I want to read it so bad. I've heard fantastic things. I love Jennette McCurdy. I remember when this book was being released and she was talking about like her life on Nickelodeon and all that stuff, and I was just like, because of course I'm 23. I grew up on Nickelodeon. I grew up like in her acting prime, so I remember her on these shows. And I'm like, what? Sam, what? So like it's really interesting just to see what really happened. And so I really want to read this book. Next book is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, I think that's how I pronounce her name. Again, like the last book, I've heard so many good things about it. There's a movie about it. I just heard a lot of good discourse about it, and I want to read it, and I'm intrigued. And that's really the long and short of it. Next book is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I want to read this book so bad. I have a personal mission whenever I choose my next book is to make it a little bit gay. Like, if I could get a really good gay book, I'd be really happy. Like, I primarily read LGBTQ plus books, and even that, I primarily read lesbian books because I don't feel like there's a lot of, like, really good lesbian representation in the media. So when I find it, I want to consume it all. So I really want to read this book and all of Ashley Herring Blake's books. I've heard so many good things about it. Shout out to Book Talk. She's a queen. So if you have it, let me know so I can read it. Next and last book on my TBR list for now is Scatter of Light by Malinda Lo. Malinda Lo is the same author of Late Night at the Telegraph Club. I haven't read that book, and I honestly should have added it because I do also want to read that book. Scatter of Light by Malinda Lo. My friend Claire got it for me for my birthday, and Claire is like my personal librarian. My mom is obviously my personal librarian. She can give me whatever book I want, but my best friend Claire is lovely and she loves reading, and she has such great recommendations for books, and so she got me this book for my birthday, and I literally am going to treasure it for the rest of my life. First of all, it's so beautiful, and also blue, and that's my color of the year. I feel like that's probably why she got it. I'm not sure. I really want to read it. I'm excited because whatever book Claire recommends to me, I will read ever, always. Next category are my recent finishes. These are books that I've recently finished. Most of these books are like within the past month and a half, or like the past like 2-3 months. First book on the list is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I have a moral dilemma with this book. Was it a bad book? No, I enjoyed it. It was long as crap. I listened to the book, and the audiobook was 21 hours long, and I finished it within the week. That's only because I was sewing a lot that week that I was reading it, so I had a lot of time to listen to it. It was long. It was good, though. I really enjoyed the storyline. I love a good building of worlds moment. However, Rebecca Yarros is an interesting character. Morally, not great. Ethically, from what I know of, not great. Part of me wants to read her other books just to say that I've read them. Part of me is like, is that really worth it? So that's how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of her books and how you feel about them. and maybe I'll read Iron Flame. I have it on hold at the library on Libby. I'm still debating if I want to listen to it or not. Next book is Girls Like Girls by Haley Kiyoko. I love this book. Some people had some mixed emotions about it. I gave it a 4 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. I thought it was so good. I thought it was so sweet. It felt like a more fleshed out version of the music video. Did I watch this video religiously when I was a kid? Yes, I did. I remember when it came, first time I watched it, I said, oh, this is such a cute video. I love it. My favorite part is at the end when the girls kiss. And then I proceeded to watch 2 more times. That music video and the Take Me to Church music video go hand in hand as 2 videos I think I've consumed more than anything else in my entire life. I love this book. I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so sweet. I'm so excited for the movie. And it wasn't a long read. It was like 9 hours. I listened to it, and it was like a 9-hour listen. So it wasn't terribly long. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved it so much. My next book that I listened to / read was Never Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzales. This was a good one. It was another queer book, obviously. There's only one book on this list that's not queer. It was Fourth Wing. And even so, it had queer characters in it. Nevertheless, Never Getting Back Together was good. It was like a play on The Bachelor, kinda. It was interesting. I enjoyed it. I think the guy, the main character in the book, I think his name was Jordy. He was awful. An awful human being. Sophie, you did a great job making me hate him. The 2 girls in the book, love them. They were great. It was a little spicy. Had a little bit of spice, a little bit of jalapeno pepper on there. It was good. I enjoyed it. I think I'll read some more by her. It was just fun. My next book was Late Bloomer by Mazey Eddings. I like this book. It was good. It was another queer book. Here, I'll show you. I forgot that I had it. The cover is so cute. The book is so good. I started reading the book last summer in like June because my girlfriend got it from some bookstore, and she left them at my house. And then I needed a poolside book, so I picked it up, and I was like, "Oh wait, this is so good." So I started reading this over the summer, and then I stopped reading it because I am really bad at reading physical copies of books. I just don't feel like I ever have time to sit down and read them, and then I also get really tired of reading them. So I put it down for a little bit, and then I picked it back up, listened to the rest of it, and it was such a good book. It was so good, so good. I really enjoyed it. My last book on the list of my recent finishes was The Falling in Love Montage by Ciara Smyth. I liked this book. It was a YA LGBTQ plus book. It was good. It wasn't my favorite, but it was cute. It was cute. It was about these 2 girls. I think one girl's mom had dementia, and so she was like deteriorating. She was going through that while also like figuring out post high school plans. And she meets this girl at her best friend's party at the beginning of the summer. She goes, "We're gonna have a summer fling and do like all the falling in love stuff, but I'm not gonna fall in love with you." And then she does, and then it's a whole thing. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good book. It was not my favorite book, but it was a really good book. I'm glad that I read it. My next category and final category is current reads. These are books that I'm currently reading right now. They're both print books, which means I am slowly but surely getting through them. It's taking me a minute, but I'm reading them and I'm enjoying them. First book, Loud by Drew Afualo. I'm that far. I'm about halfway into the book. I'm purposely taking my time reading this book. I really want to digest and like live through all the lessons that she's speaking on in this book. They're just so good. It's so good. She's actually a really great writer. I feel like sometimes when social media influencers write books, they're not always the best writing wise. It's such good writing, and it's so interesting, and I love it. And my girlfriend got it for me for Christmas. I'm gonna treasure her forever. It's such a cute print, and it sits on my nightstand, so I get to see Drew in the morning every time I wake up, and it's a great sight to see. I love her, and I love this book. The final book that I'm currently reading is Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wilsner. One of those. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name. I apologize. But it's good. It's hard to read. I haven't gotten very, very far in this book. I started reading this book in September. I started reading this book as part of my 75 soft challenge in order to get me through the 75 days until I saw my girlfriend next, because I was having a rough time. Obviously, based on that, I didn't get that very far. So you got 5 days in, and I was like, I'm over this. I'm not saying the book is bad. It's spicy off the bat. Like, first chapter, spicy. I said, oh wow, oh wow. Not bad, very good. I think I just honestly forgot about this book. It's on my bookshelf, so I don't have it next to me all the time, so sometimes I forget about it, but I want to pick it back up and start reading her again because it's such a good book. I hope you enjoyed that little YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed the books that I love, want to read, just finished reading, currently reading. Tell me what your favorite book is in the comments. Answer all my questions that I asked you in the comments. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see y'all next time. Bye.